The shadows flicker against the ancient stones of Zion as twilight descends, and with it the promise of Isaiah breathes quietly into the air. Orange embers dance in the hearths, their light reflecting off sacred scrolls, carefully tucked away in worn leather bindings that smell faintly of resin and time itself. The scrolls bear words that have outlasted empires, prophecies that whisper of hope, protection, and covenant. In the cool evening air, secretive figures gather in the courtyards, their murmurs low and urgent. Their elongated shadows stretch and twist upon walls etched with the subtle, sacred markings of old, telling stories of promise and warning. The buzz of the marketplace hums softly beneath the fragrance of cedar oils, a scent so precious it is worth a week's provision to those who trade in it. This aroma, sharp yet sweet, blends with the dusty scent of stone and earth, grounding the moment in reality even as the ancient words lift spirits heavenward. Among the crowd, a lone scribe leans over a wooden table, the flickering flame of an olive oil lamp casting a warm circle of light. His fingers move deftly, etching the ancient Hebrew letters onto a fresh piece of parchment. Each stroke is deliberate, a physical act of faith and preservation, as if the very act of writing enshrines the words anew. Nearby, an elder's weathered hands clutch a talisman, its surface worn smooth by decades of touch. Etched deeply into the metal is the image of a lion's paw, an ancient emblem of strength and divine protection. The elder's eyes, clouded with age but bright with conviction, scan the surroundings as if searching for unseen forces. The subtle clang of metals echoes from nearby alleyways, the soft sound of iron meeting iron in preparation for the coming dawn. Threads of red and gold fabric snap crisply in the cold breeze, hinting at the presence of unseen forces, perhaps warriors or temple guards, steadying themselves for what lies ahead. Above the rooftops, an eagle soars, its powerful wings cutting through the layered twilight sky. The bird's piercing cry rings out, sharp and haunting, a solitary herald over the quiet city. Its flight mirrors the soaring hope of the people below, even as the night draws in. The scent of burning incense weaves through the air, mingling with the distant murmur of Hebrew melodies sung softly by worshippers. These prayers rise like smoke, curling toward the heavens, carrying with them the weight of yearning and trust. In this moment, the promise of Isaiah 54 verse 17 hangs palpably. No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. It is a bold claim in uncertain times, a shield of words against the shadows that gather. Yet as the embers glow and the ancient script is traced once more, one wonders, how does such a promise take root in the hearts of those who face real threats? What does it mean for a people living under the shadow of siege and threat? The evening's quiet murmur invites us to listen closely, to hear the covenant's echo not only in parchment and prayer, but in the lives of those who hold fast to it. As twilight deepens, the market's hum softens, and the city's heartbeat slows. The scribe pauses, dipping his quill again, poised to inscribe the next letter that will carry this promise forward. Outside, the eagle's cry fades into the distance, leaving behind a stillness filled with anticipation. The courtyards of Zion, bathed in amber and shadow, hold their breath, caught between the ancient words and the unfolding story of a people who dare to believe that no weapon, no matter how forged, can truly prosper against them. What does this promise stir within you as you imagine those whispers in the courtyards of Zion? Could such a claim of divine protection endure when the city's stones themselves seem to tremble? As the night deepens, these questions linger, inviting reflection on the nature of faith, covenant, and courage. The promise is alive here, in the glow of a lamp, in the etched lines of a talisman, in the soaring cry of an eagle waiting to be claimed anew by every heart willing to listen. As dawn stretches its pale fingers across the sky, Jerusalem stirs beneath a veil of cold mist that clings stubbornly to the city's ancient stones. The tension in the air is almost palpable, thick like the early morning fog that blurs the outlines of weathered armor piled haphazardly at the city's gates. These relics of countless conflicts, a mosaic of dented helmets, scuffed breastplates and rusted swords, bear silent witness to the city's turbulent past. The armor's dull gleam catches the first light, a stark reminder of battles fought and those yet to come. The weight of these worn shields and spears seems to press upon the very soul of Jerusalem, whispering tales of sacrifice, resilience, and the fierce hope that refuses to be extinguished. Beneath the vaulted arches of a shadowed chamber, council members gather in hushed urgency. Their voices, barely above a whisper, ripple through the heavy air as they discuss the fragile threads holding their city together. Charcoal sketches unfurl slowly upon a well-used scroll spread across a rough-hewn wooden table. The images are stark and simple. A lion, fierce and unyielding, poised alongside a lamb, gentle and trusting. This juxtaposition captures the paradox of Jerusalem's story, a city torn between the call to strength and the call to peace. The council's murmurs drift upwards, blending with the distant sounds of the awakening city, as they wrestle with the weight of Isaiah's promises and the stark realities they face. Suddenly, a trumpet blares, a sound long and mournful that echoes off battle-scarred walls and shakes the hearts of those within earshot. It is a clarion call, stirring the city's defenders from their restless vigil. The note lingers in the air, reverberating against the stones, and through the minds of all who hear it, a reminder that the struggle for survival is far from over. The quiet clinking of chainmail follows, as guards shift uneasily in the foggy morning chill, their breath visible in the cold air. Each movement seems deliberate yet tinged with apprehension, like a dance with unseen foes lurking just beyond the city's ramparts. Nearby, a woven basket spills dried figs onto the cobblestones, an image of both abundance and fragility. These sweet fruits, once ripe under the desert sun, now lie scattered, vulnerable to spoil much like the city itself. The faint imprint of sandaled footsteps marks the rust-stained cobblestones, leading purposefully toward the temple, a silent procession of hope and duty. The aroma of fresh bread wafts through the narrow streets, mingling with the earthy scent of untouched clay, grounding the scene in everyday life even as the shadows of war loom. From the distance, a chant rises, soft but resolute, like a forgotten verse rekindled by the breath of a faithful few. This ancient melody weaves through the narrow alleys, wrapping the city in a spiritual embrace. It is a reminder that beneath the weight of siege and uncertainty, the people of Jerusalem draw strength from their covenant with God, echoing the promise that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. But how does this promise stand in the face of so much peril? What makes it a fortress stronger than walls of stone or armies of men? The answer lies not only in the words themselves, but in the steadfast hearts of those who cling to them. The armor piled at the city gates is more than metal and leather. It is a symbol of preparedness, courage, and faith woven tightly together. The council's sketches of lion and lamb reveal a city grappling with its identity. Wild strength tempered by meekness, violence restrained by mercy. The trumpet's mournful cry is not just a call to arms, but a summons to trust, a declaration that even in the darkest hour, the divine promise stands firm. As the sun climbs higher, the mist begins to lift, revealing the city's battered yet unbroken silhouette against the morning sky. The cold metal of chainmail catches slivers of light, and the scent of cedar oils mingles with the earthy breath of Jerusalem's stone. The chant fades gently into the bustling rhythm of the day, yet its echo lingers, an unseen thread connecting past, present, and future. What does it mean to wear armor, not just of steel, but of faith? How does the image of the lion and the lamb challenge our understanding of strength and vulnerability? As Jerusalem braces itself against the storm, these symbols invite us to consider the nature of protection promised in Isaiah's words. Can a promise so ancient still shield those who walk uncertain paths today? The city waits, breath held, poised between fear and hope, as the story of divine protection unfolds once more beneath the dawning sky. As twilight yields to the silver glow of moonlight, the city of Jerusalem transforms into a realm where shadows and secrets intertwine. The granite pillars of the temple courtyard, ancient and steadfast, bear mysterious symbols carved deep into their surfaces. These inscriptions, haloed by the gentle glow of the setting sun just hours earlier, now stand solemn and silent beneath the stars. Their cryptic forms seem to pulse with an eternal significance, whispering of covenants forged long ago and promises that transcend time. Through the labyrinthine streets, silent couriers move swiftly beneath moonlit arches, their footsteps ghost-like on the worn stone. Cloaked against the chill night air, they bear messages sealed with care, missives that carry hope, warnings and prayers. These swift passages between sacred spaces and hidden chambers speak of a city that, while besieged by turmoil, remains connected by threads of faith and resolve. Each courier's hurried step is a testament to the living covenant that binds the people of Zion. In a dimly lit chamber, an ancient relic passes from one set of guarded hands to another. Tarnished by the years but unyielding in spirit, it holds the weight of history and the promise of endurance. The air around it shimmers with tension as a secret ritual begins beneath the vast canopy of starlit skies. Bronze censers sway gently, releasing swirls of frankincense that coil upward in ethereal spirals, ascending like prayers themselves. The rich, aromatic smoke fills the space with a sacred scent, warm, deep, and precious as gold. Flickering torchlight casts long shadows upon the stone walls, revealing the contours of a cloaked figure who stands resolute against the passage of time and the storm of trials. This person embodies the steadfastness echoed in Isaiah's words, a living symbol of faith that refuses to waver. The aroma of myrrh, fragrant and rare, drifts through the night air, a testament to eternal promises made under covenant. It is as if every breath drawn here is infused with the weight of divine assurance. Suddenly, the distant haunting blast of a ram's horn echoes through the sacred corridors, a rallying cry that reverberates through the hearts of all who hear it. This ancient call stirs courage, a reminder that even in the darkest hours, the promise of protection remains unbroken. Outside, a lone sparrow alights briefly upon an ancient windowsill, its presence fleeting yet poignant. The bird pauses, as if reflecting on the solemnity of the night, before disappearing into the dawn's first light, a small but powerful symbol of hope and renewal. These moments of quiet reverence and secret ritual unfold beneath a sky vast with stars, connecting the earthly struggles of Jerusalem's people to the eternal covenant that promises no weapon formed against them shall prosper. The ancient promises, carved in stone and breathed in incense, live not only in texts but in the very heartbeat of the city. Yet, the question lingers, how do these eternal promises sustain a people through secret trials and hidden dangers? What does it mean to carry faith as armor in a world that tests every fiber of belief? The flickering torches and swirling incense invite reflection on the unseen battles fought within the soul. Conflicts of doubt and trust, fear and hope. The ancient relic, passed hand to hand, becomes more than a historical artifact. It is a vessel of enduring faith, a tangible link to the God who shields and sustains. The ram's horn's call pierces the stillness, stirring hearts to remember that even in silence the covenant speaks loudest. As the sparrow vanishes into the dawn, the city prepares to face another day of trials and triumphs. The covenant's promise remains steadfast, woven into the fabric of Jerusalem's story. A story that invites each of us to consider how faith endures through secret trials and visible What part do these eternal promises play in your own journey? When darkness falls, where do you find your assurance that no weapon shall truly prosper against you? The quiet streets of Jerusalem hold their breath once more, poised between the shadow of night and the coming light, as the ancient covenant continues to unfold in the lives of those who dare to trust.